I'm Dr. Bill.
And I'm Ted, and today we're here to talk to you about some great options in wine and spirits for your holiday gift giving needs.
How often do you find yourself thinking, oh my goodness, it's Christmas Eve and I hadn't gotten anything for my list? So you run down to the big box store, you buy a case or two of generic wine, throw it in a bunch of sacks, run helter-skelter at all these houses and toss them on the porch and think you've done something. Well, we like to think out of the box a little bit. So Ted, where do we start?
I think, Doc, a great option to start with always is our bubbles. This is actually our Cremant that we talked about in our last video, but there's a lot of different options out there in bubbles and or champagnes. You can go with one of the traditional French champagne houses if you don't mind spending a little money. Those are like Taittinger, Veuve Clicquot, Moet, but there's a lot of other options in bubbles out there, like something like this that's made a little bit outside the Reims region of France, or even as far as some California options. Some of those are like Scharfenberger and Domaine Carneros. You've also got Mumm, Napa, and so on and so forth. Always a good option, especially with New Year's coming up.
And if we're thinking a little bit out of the box, for example, if we've got someone that just drinks kind of the standard wines, but you'd like to kind of help show them that, number one, you've put a lot of thought into it. Number two, you want to help expand a little bit their taste and palate.
This is a great example of that. This is a fantastic little French Bordeaux that Doc has picked up, but there's also a ton of great other wines out there. Think about big Malbecs from Argentina, maybe a great Brunello di Montalcino from Italy, or some other type of Super Tuscan. Also, some of the South African wines are fantastic, but you can also do some other wines like a port from Portugal. Those are either ruby ports or tawny ports. Ruby ports are kind of big chocolate covered cherries. Tawny ports are more kind of a sweet almondy, but you've also got some other options. This is actually a late harvest Zinfandel that Doc picked up on one of his excursions. Also a fantastic little option to do. Or maybe even one of Doc's faves, a Sauterne. Sauternes are fantastic little dessert wines, pair with a lot of great things, including even some fun options like a really funky blue cheese.
And if you want to kind of go over the top and really show a prospective father-in-law or boss or whatever, how about some cognac?
Cognacs, brandies, those are always fantastic options. Just remember, when you're selecting spirits, try to keep it realistic. If somebody ever gives you a list of bourbons that they want you to go out and find for them, and that includes things like Pappy Van Winkle, William LaRue Weller, George T. Stagg, that person hates you, all right? And they have no interest in doing anything except wasting your time and or your money. So there's a lot of different options in spirits out there, but if those types of bourbons are the ones that somebody gives you a list of, don't even try. You're going to waste your time, and more importantly, pay through the nose, probably need an arm, a leg, and maybe a first or second mortgage.
That's the generic wine guy.
Yeah.
But if we get away from the spirits, something that I've always enjoyed very much, glasses. And you don't just give one, give two. Why is that?
Because you want somebody to sit there and enjoy these great finds that you come along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with all of that, other options such as flasks, funnels, and so forth are great, but you still found yourself needing something else to share that may be passed down.
Corkscrew, don't sell it short. Something like this, which is actually made by Legion Art, or there's another company out there that makes a fantastic corkscrew called Fran Mara. Now you're talking about a $50, $60 corkscrew, but you're also talking about something that you'll actually hand down to your grandkids' kids. But you've got plenty of other options. You can also do things like wine stoppers. That's always a great option. Or find you a great wine shop with a fantastic staff that really wants to help educate and further you along in your wine and spirits experience. Those are always great places to go in. Just pick up a gift certificate.
But you still have found yourself in a pickle. You've got a great friend who has a wonderful wine collection. You know that you're probably not going to top or even match what they have, but I have found the perfect gift.
What's that, Doc?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, for me? Thank you. Socks. Always a good option. Keep your toes toasty while you're sipping on something to warm you from the inside out.
So keep warm, keep happy, and happy holiday to you.
Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks.